Dear students of class 9A and 9B, today your lesson is the Mughal Emperor, the same lesson, the Mughal Empire. Now, here I have mentioned 2 points. Responsibility of Aurangzeb for the disintegration of Mughal dynasty, negative role of the Mansabdars. Here there are some points. Only 2 points are mentioned in the board. I am going to explain it. Responsibility of Aurangzeb for the disintegration of Mughal dynasty. How was Aurangzeb responsible for the disintegration of the Mughal dynasty? There are certain reasons behind it. Aurangzeb adopted wrong policy, wrong foreign policy, wrong economic policy, wrong religious policy. As a result of it, the major portion of this country, India, they became arrogant and aggressive towards the Mughal Empire and its ruler Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb, in fact, remained busy in suppressing the political influence of the Marathas. That's why during his stay at the Deccan for 12 years, he had to spend a lot of money from the royal treasury of the Mughal dynasty. Although the royal treasury of the Mughal dynasty had become almost empty, yet he had to spend it because he gave it priority to defeat the Marathas first. But the Marathas, they all had become very powerful, and they utilize modern weapons, modern sophisticated weapons against the Mughals. But the Mughals, artillery, the Mughals' weapons were not modern but outdated. That's why they could not compete the Marathas. The Marathas checked the growing influence. The Marathas were able to check the influence of the Mughals, and the leadership of Aurangzeb was not good because the Indian states, they did not cooperate with Aurangzeb. Although there was no unity among the Indian states, yet Aurangzeb could take advantages from the Indian states right that moment. But due to his wrong policy, the other Indian states like Sikhs, Bundelas, Satnamas, Gujaratis, Gurjar Pratiharas, they all remained neutral, and they could not extend their cooperation towards whom? Towards Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. And they were watching the result between the war, watching the result of a war fought between the Marathas and the Mughals. And besides, another thing, that is the negative role of the Mansabdars. The Mansabdars played a negative role during the period of Aurangzeb. The Mansabdari system, which was introduced by Akbar once, it was collapsed. Why? Because the Mansabdars were paid by Zagirs, not by cash amount. So the Mansabdari system, which was introduced by Akbar, it was collapsed. In Akbar's reign, Zagirs means land grants were carefully assessed so that the Mansabdars, so that their revenues were roughly equal to their salary of the Mansabdar. But by Aurangzeb's reign, this was no longer done, and actual revenue which was collected was often less than the granted revenue. So it was a great defect of Aurangzeb, and there was also a remarkable increase in the number of Mansabdars, which meant a long wait increase between they received a Zagir. That's why the Mansabdar, pressurized the government to give their Zagirs. Since they all were Mansabdars, a number of Mansabdars had been increasing from time to time. They created a shortage of Jagir. This situation created shortage of Zagirs. As a result, many Zagirdars, tried to extract as much revenue as possible while they had a Zagir. So in this way, the well-established Mansabdari system, the efficient Mansabdari system collapsed, and this gave rise to the peasant revolts against the Mughal dynasty or Mughal emperors. The Mansabdars, pressurized the government to allow them to collect revenues from different places, since the Mughals had a less number of Zagirs. But the Mughals did not allow them to collect revenues from their own areas, and since it was a matter of prestige for them, ultimately the Mughals decided to provide them Zagirs from their royal lands. Ultimately the Mughals started providing them Zagirs from their royal lands, and as a result of it, the Mughals had to lose a huge amount of revenues. The Mughals, by providing royal lands to the Zagirdars under the Mansabdari system, the Mughals had to lose huge amount of loss of revenues, and as a result of it, it also had become a great cause for the disintegration of the Mughal Empire. So these are the 2 points. The next 2 points, next point I am going to teach, I am going to write it. Next point, the next point is point number 3. Point number 3, invasion of Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali. Invasion of Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali. Who was Nadir Shah? Who was Ahmad Shah Abdali? My dear students, you know it very well. Both of them were invaders. They belonged to, Afghanistan, Persia. They came to India to invade our country, to plunder huge wealth, huge money, huge, huge kind of ornaments from our country. They invaded repeatedly during the last phase of the Mughal rules. Both of the two invaders, the Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali. Nadir Shah plundered the famous Peacock throne and the famous Kohinoor diamond, which was used by Shah Jahan, and the Kohinoor throne, Kohinoor diamond, and the Peacock throne, which was used by Shah Jahan during his reign, that was also covered with huge quantities of gold. So he took out the gold from the Kohinoor, throne, because it was very much wetful. That's why he could not carry the huge, the very wetful throne of Kohinoor, but simply he took out only the golds and the precious stones which were set on it. And besides Kohinoor throne, he took out, he plundered the famous Kohinoor diamond from Agra, and then left for Kohinoor diamond, sorry, not Agra, from Delhi, because that time, during that time, Shah Jahan was living with his wife and family members at Agra, at Delhi, at Red Fort, the famous Red Fort, which was constructed, and Shah Jahan named Delhi as Shahjahanabad, his new capital. So Ahmad Shah Abdali and Nadir Shah, both of them plundered Shahjahanabad, and from there they plundered the famous Kohinoor diamond and famous, Peacock throne. Besides Peacock throne and Kohinoor diamond, they also, plundered huge quantities of gold coins, silver coins, and also ornaments. And when they plundered first, both of them were benefited with huge wealth. That's why they thought that more and huge quantities of gold ornaments during their second attempt they would be able to plunder. And by this way, they kept on plundering India from time to time. So it had become also a great cause of the fall of the Mughal dynasty, my dear students. And next point. Leading a luxurious lifestyle, leading a luxurious lifestyle, leading a luxurious lifestyle by the weak successors of the Mughals. Weak successors of the Mughals. So it is another important point. The weak successors of the Mughals, they could not keep watch over the activities of the nobles. They could not keep control over over the nobles, and neither they could provide good administrative system, nor they could check the growing influence of the nobles, but yet they led a very luxurious lifestyle by spending a lot of money during the time when the Mughal dynasty was facing financial crisis, and the peasants, farmers, the rulers of different states of India, they stopped paying taxes and revenues. The royal treasury had become almost empty. During that time, the Mughals, the weak successors of Aurangzeb, they remained busy in spending money, a lot of money from royal treasury, although it had become almost empty, but yet the little amount of money which some peaceful states used to pay as revenue, from there they spent money and led a very luxurious lifestyle. So it is another important cause of the fall of the Mughal dynasty. My next point number 5. war of succession among the weak successors of Aurangzeb. War of succession, my dear students. What is the meaning of war of succession? A war of succession took place between among the weak successors of the Mughals or weak successors of Aurangzeb. After the death of Aurangzeb, a number of weak successors of Aurangzeb, means the sons of Aurangzeb, and afterwards the son-in-law of Aurangzeb, they got themselves involved in a process of war of succession. They wanted to be the emperor, Mughal emperor, by defeating others. Although their capability, financial capability was less, yet they kept on fighting against each other for achieving success. And this war of succession created an atmosphere. A number of European traders, after having watched the changing political situation of India, were attracted by the critical political situation of India, and were thinking of taking part a role in Indian politics. They were British, French, and most of them other traders. They remain busy in trade with our country, but the true traders of India, the true traders of Europe, the French and the British, they were greedy. They were watching the changing political situation of India and were trying to play a positive role in Indian politics. And it was due to the disintegration of the Mughal Empire. The French and the European traders played a vital role and started playing a role in order to take advantage from Indian politics in the long run. Up to this, my dear students. Thank you.